What I'm trying to tell you with this experiment is that your intelligence has capabilities beyond your imagination. A very warm welcome to all of you in this Monday evening meditation session with me, Dhyanse. Is there somebody who's new to the session today? Very warm welcome to you as well. Today what we're going to touch upon as a topic is very interesting. Also something where it requires your attention to understand, to follow what I'm saying. If you do not follow at any point, just take it easy, continue listening to what I'm saying, and while we are in meditation, try to follow the instructions as closely as possible. Before we go into the session, let's do a small experiment. I have a coin here. It's a normal coin. I did not create this coin. One side we can call it tails, the other side we can call it heads. I'm sure you must have all played this game of heads and tails in different versions, in different ways in your own culture as well. But let's quickly play this game before we go into the meditation today. So are you watching? How many of you know what's the answer? Raise your hands. I'm not going to ask you the answer. Just how many of you know what's the answer? Let's try again. This time, go deep inside yourself, in your inner feeling, in your inner core. Pay attention to what I'm doing. And when I ask you the question, try to connect to the coin and answer that. How many of you know what's the answer? One last time. Okay, one person. We can go on and on, but one last time. Try to see what I'm explaining you here. There are two parts to it. One, knowing what the answer is, which is not yet verbalized, which is not yet said, spoken, manifested. That's first part of it. And the second part is when you translate that, bring it to life, bring it to reality, bring it to a fact, to an information. Last time, let's try again. And just focus on the first part. Forget about verbalizing it, bringing it to reality, bringing it to an answer. How many of you know what the answer is? Don't be shy. Okay, one more. What I'm trying to tell you with this experiment is that your intelligence has capabilities beyond your imagination. There are two parts to this process which we just did. The first part where something an event is happening, and deep down, somewhere in your gut, somewhere in your stomach, somewhere in your inner core, you know the outcome. And the second part, which is translating that knowing into what I would like to call as knowledge. Part 1, knowing, which is unmanifested, where you somehow have a feeling in your stomach somewhere that you know the answer. And part 2, knowledge, which is bringing that knowing to the surface, into articulation, into knowledge, into information. Today's meditation session is dedicated to this ability, this knowing, what we call as intuition. How many of you know what intuition is? How many of you have felt in your life, in a situation, for example, you're walking in the marketplace and you have this intuition, this feeling that you're going to meet somebody totally out of random event, and you actually meet that person? Or any other example from your life where you felt that you could connect to your intuition. I'm sure all of you had experienced that in your life. Let's very briefly go into this topic of human intelligence. There are 4 forms of human intelligence. The first form is instinct. Instinct is when this knowing is there, and without translating this into knowledge, you act. In a situation where it's a question of life and death, where it's a question of survival, you use your instinct. Human beings who were living earlier in jungles, when they would come across a situation where maybe there is a tiger in the bushes, that's where they used their instinct to act without reason, without thinking, without any processing. They knew and they acted. That's what is called as instinct. We live in comfortable situations in our life where not very often we are faced with life and death situation where it's a question of survival. So we don't really use our instinct. What we use is the second type form of intelligence, which is called as intellect or reasoning, which is on the surface. So not the knowing, but the knowledge, where you collect a lot of information about that situation and you connect the dots from A to B, B to C, based on the experience, based on the knowledge, based on the information that you gather, and you connect a logical flow, a rational flow, and you come from A to B or to Z at the end. That always remains on the surface. That requires prior data, prior information, prior knowledge. This is the form of intelligence known as intellect, reasoning, which you use in your daily life. There is a place, there is an important significance of this in our life, how we function, how we operate in our work life, private life, all throughout our lives. Then there is this third form of intelligence known as intuition. What is intuition? It's when the knowing is also coming to the surface and becoming knowledge, without involving reason, without involving a process which you can explain logically. There was a famous mathematician called Ramanujam in India in the early 20th century. He was somebody who was also recognized by all Western societies and mathematicians for his contribution to mathematics. He was born in a very poor, illiterate family in south of India, and then he went to, I think, Oxford, where he was working together with the literates and the scholars to work on the same problems that were unsolved, and he used to come to the solutions without going through any calculations. He was such a genius that he was going through a process of intuition, or I don't even want to use the word process. He was intuitively coming to answers to very, very complex problems. And whenever it was asked out of him to prove that logically or trace it back through the reasoning, he had difficult times. So it was easier for him to reach to conclusion, to reach to the outcome through his intuition to the most difficult, unsolvable problems, questions, which all scholars, learned people, the bestest of best people in the world were trying to solve with reason. This ability of intuition is there in all of us. All we need to do is tune into it, to work upon it. It doesn't have a practical utility. You don't need it necessarily. But in many situations of our life, we come across points, junctions where we have to decide. And that decision cannot happen always rationally, cannot always happen logically or with reasoning. And we have to rely on our, what we call as gut feeling or intuition or some inner sign that tells us, go for this or this or this. And this is something which we can enhance with meditation. We can build, we can tune ourselves deeper into this. The fourth, which is absolute knowledge, is something beyond the scope of today's discussion. It's a type of intelligence, it's a form of intelligence which is arising out of pure consciousness, out of pure intelligence, where there is no relative knowledge. It's absolute knowledge, it's absolute knowing. This is something which we will put aside and keep our focus on developing, enhancing, tuning back into our intuition. How do we do that as a part of our meditation? First step is to have trust in ourselves, is to have the trust that yes, we know. And that trust is built when we take our awareness to our heart and settle there for few moments of silence, few moments of tuning into the heart. For you who is new here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our awareness to our heart. We can call it as heart center, where you will take the awareness to the heart region, to the middle of the heart, keep it there, bring an attitude of trust and settle your awareness there, be there in silence, be in tune with your own self. And I'll guide you through each of these steps during the meditation, but telling you before what steps are we taking. The first step is to tune into our heart center, to build trust, to gather back our trust in our oneself. Second step, we'll go down to what in yogic traditions is known as swadisthana chakra, or in simple words, 2 inches below the navel, where you say, I have a gut feeling or a stomach feeling, somewhere below the navel, 2 inches below the navel. This is where the knowing, that unmanifested, unverbalized knowing happens about any event, which we call as intuition. We tune into this center where we bring our awareness there, leave it in this place for a while, see what sensations are there, and allow ourselves to settle in this sensation into the feeling of this region below our navel, 2 inches below the navel. That would be the step 2. Step 3. When you translate this knowing into knowledge, you need something more. You need another dimension, another ability to translate that knowing and bring this out into your reality. That is the seat of Agya Chakra in yogic traditions, We call the area between the eyebrows as Agya Chakra or the knowledge center. Here, this would be the third step, where you'll bring your awareness to the area, to the region in between your eyebrows. Stay there for a few minutes, see, feel what kind of sensations are there, and settle there for a few minutes. This would be step 3. Step 4 would be to take your awareness to the top of your head and visualize, imagine as if there is an opening in your head. The skull is open and there is a flow of energy between your head and the universe outside. It's just a pure imagination, it's just a visualization, but it has its own place in this meditation. So allow yourself to openly imagine this visualization, that there is an opening on top of your head and energy is flowing outwards, energy is flowing inwards. There is an exchange of energy between your head and the outside. After these 4 steps are done, you will stop the imagination, you will stop to move your awareness anywhere and just sit in silence, sit in awareness of the moment, of the silence and yourself. Last part is very, very simple. 10 minutes of sitting in silence. So 5 steps. First step is to take the awareness to your navel, to your heart. Second step to your navel. Third step to your Agya Chakra, to your area between the eyebrows. Fourth step above the head. And fifth step, leaving all this imagination, all this process, sitting in silence, sitting in solitude, in quietness, in awareness. Is it clear how we are going to do this? Okay, and let's find a comfortable posture. If you wish to sit next to the wall, to keep your body straight, your back straight, without going through a painful time for the next minutes, please feel free to do so. Let's close our eyes. And take a nice deep breath. Inhale from the nose and exhale from the nose. Allow yourself to arrive in this moment. Allow your body to find a comfortable posture. Your shoulders are down, back is straight, neck is straight, and there's no tension on your face or any other part of the body. Take another deep breath in from the nose and out from the nose. As your body is settling Your mind is settling. Take your awareness to your heart center, the area in between your chest. With every breath, bring your awareness more and more to your heart center and tune into a sense of trust in yourself. Allow yourself to trust yourself. Keep your awareness in the heart region. Just go deep into the silence, into the peace that is there in your heart. With every breath, let go of everything. Just tune yourself into your heart region, bringing your awareness to the heart region and feeling the silence, the peace that is arising out of your heart region. With every breath, let go more. There's peace, silence in your heart region. Try to feel it with every breath you take. Your body is settling, your mind is settling, and your awareness is at the heart region. The sense of trust in yourself, now very gently move your awareness down to the swadisthana chakra, to the area below your navel. Two inches below your navel. Feel the sensations in this region below your navel. With every breath, go deeper into the sensations, into the feeling, into the awareness of the area below your navel. Allow your awareness to settle there. Your body is still, your mind is calm, and your awareness settling in the region below your navel. Allow your breath to reach to this region as you breathe in and breathe out. Now gently move your awareness to the region in between your eyebrows. Keep your face relaxed, your body relaxed, and your awareness gently settling in the region between your eyebrows, on your Agya Chakra, the center of knowledge. Feel the sensations there and allow your awareness to focus more with every breath. Keep on breathing as normally as you always do. And your awareness at the middle of your eyebrows. If there are any sensations, any pulsations, let them grow, let them happen. Just remain aware. Now move your awareness to the top of your head. And visualize as if there is no boundary between your head and the outside. Awareness at the top of your head. Observe, feel any sensations at the top of your head. And that feeling, that sensation to grow. Allow the energy from the top to flow into your head, and from your head back to the outside. Keep your awareness at the top of your head. And for a minute or so, just settle there in this awareness. Your body is absolutely still. Your mind is calm. Now leave this process and simply remain silent and aware. With every breath, become more silent. With every breath, remain more aware. Stay here. Stay absolutely silent, still, and aware. Breath is flowing in and out. Let go. Let go of everything. Don't touch anything. Remain in the silence, in this awareness for a couple of more minutes. And gently bring your awareness back to your body. Without moving the body, very slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Breathe in and out. Awareness back to the body, back to the mind, back to your breath. Keep on breathing slowly, gently. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. If you wish to remain in this sense of stillness, you can do that, or move your body just to stretch your legs. Slowly get the blood flowing back in your legs. Give yourself this moment to also reflect, assimilate what you went through, how it felt. If it means something to you, if it doesn't mean anything to you, whatever you went through, give yourself this moment to just reflect. And if you would like to share with the group, today we have a small group. If you have any questions, anything that came up in your meditation, in your experience, which bothered you, which you found intriguing, now is the time to share that. Anyone who would like to speak about their experience? The good thing is, in this class, keeping quiet is also fine. One last call. Anybody? Any questions? Did you guys enjoy the technique?
Yes.
Thank God. At least you enjoyed that. Should we do one last flip of the coin before we end the session? When we do that, go inside yourself with trust. In your inner core, in your inner feeling about what the outcome is, without articulating whether it's heads or tail. All you need to do is to answer this for yourself, whether you know the answer or not. Just that. Let's do that one last time. Just take this feeling of knowing what the outcome is, if you wish to know, or if you don't know, it's also fine. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for joining me in this session. I will see you once again next Monday. Thank you. Namaste.